Hey guys, it's Carrie the Paper Monkey. Thank y'all for dropping in. I do have 3 glue books to show you guys today, and we're going to go through them fairly quickly. Know that in the description of this video, I'm going to have all the particulars. There'll be all the description will be listed for each and every one. Thank you for dropping in, like I said. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, you may have seen me do a quick flip through of these on my Saturday Coffee Klatch a couple of weeks back. So thank you if you've been to my Coffee Klatch. We have a good time over there. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's get into this. My first golden dictionary. This one is, oh my God, this book was in such good shape too. It is a big golden book. I've got the dimensions of the actual book, 8.5 by 11. 8.5 this way by 11. It's early here, y'all. Anyway, the spine is done with this fabric. I took this fabric out because I wanted to show you the full piece, and this extra piece of fabric is going to come with it. But this is a 2.5-inch spine, 2 signatures with a detachable charm, and I'm going to detach it right now so I can show it to you. But let me give you the full view of this fabric. This fabric is called, it's a Riley Blake fabric, and it's called Pop and Play. Isn't she cute? I am absolutely in love with this fabric. So, like I said, this extra piece of fabric will come with a journal. And I have a little, just a little envelope that I had made a while back. I did this. I can't remember if I did this on a live. I think I did this at a craft and chat also, a live stream. But it's gonna go with it also. Anyway, those 2 little extra pieces. Let's look at the charm together. As you can see, it has a lot of different fibers in the charm, including rickrack, some little heart ribbon, gingham, this school days ribbon, some lacy ribbons, some little, this is fabric that I just did with the, I swear to you, I always want to call them crimping scissors. And they are not crimping scissors. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's look at the charms. So I've got some silicone beads here, the ABCs, and a little silicone flower on this one. Let's see, what else is on this one? We've got the little rubber ducky. And this is one of my favorite beads. This little, it's plastic, but it's 3-dimensional like, and it's got an iridescence to it. It's really cool. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It came in a set. And then a little love bead and a little seedy beady kind of looking thing. And again, it's on a full swivel, and it is detachable. So let's get into the book. We're going to be here all day, but if I have to flip through all 3 of these. 2 signatures, like I said. The first signature has 11 pages. The second signature has 12 pages. The paper, I'm just going to flip through as I tell you. The paper packs, because I used a couple of different paper packs, paper lines in here. One of them was Happy as Can Be by Echo Park, and this one is Have a Nice Day. A lot of clip-ins, y'all. I did a lot of clip-ins. That's a little bag with some ephemera, pre-made ephemera, some little tucks here. A lot of space left for you to do you. Whatever it is you want to do in this book. Some tucks. This one is, so this is a note card that I left as a tuck space. You can flip it up, okay? But here on the front, made that a little tuck, and then behind it is a little tuck with some pre-made ephemera. This portion right here is another envelope. So you'd flip it up, and inside this envelope are several little pieces of pre-made ephemera also. So just some things to play with and some space to put it. Little tuck with some pre-made ephemera. The book, excellent shape. The book was in excellent shape. I almost didn't give this one up. I've been hoarding this book for almost 2 years. Here's a fabric tag, and then just a piece of ephemera here, pre-made ephemera. And the other side of the bag, I cut the top. And what I did was, I have the pieces, several pieces of a Sesame Street book, but the tops of the chapters, because it was an alphabet book, so I just gave you all that. I thought you could fussy cut that and play with those in this book too. A lot of fussy cutting on that, on those pieces. And here's the start to the second signature. Some handwriting practice pages, colorful notebook pages. Here's a vintage wallpaper. Here is a Richard Scarry postcard. This one, I love this. I love the Mother Goose books like this. I always have. I have several different versions of them. I want to call it a collection. We'll go ahead and call it a collection, but this particular one is a tall skinny, and I love this alphabet page. I want more of those too. I found that at one of the Traveling Crafters sales. My friend Carol at A Crinkle Path had those for sale. This I got in Happy Mail, and it's a practice page. I've hoarded this too. This came in Happy Mail, so of course I had to hoard it. And then this page is the Richard Scarry scene. If you're a Richard Scarry fan, you've seen this scene before, but it's the classroom scene. So I liked that one. Made a little tie, little pre-made ephemera glued on there, and then just some small buttons tie off the signature. Some more pre-made ephemera, and then the little bookworm. This is from a vintage Sally Go Round the Sun book, vintage ledger, and then here is an envelope, just a handmade envelope that I had, Humpty Dumpty, all the scent, you know, the cow jumped over the moon. And then what I did on this one, inside this one, are pieces of pre-made ephemera. There's the pencil. And then this is pieces of a different children's dictionary. This is a vintage children's dictionary, and I just gave you some of the cutoffs that I had. It's really a cool book. This one's really cool. One side's color and one side's black and white. But that is from a vintage children's dictionary. Get that back in here. Put that to the side for now. The other side of the wallpaper. Notebook, paper. And then that's the end. That's the end of that one. Are you even ready? Oh my goodness, another cutie, Rand McNally. It's a 1960 copyright on this one. This one's a big one, guys, 9 by 12. This is 9 by 12. It is two and 3/4 inch. It's probably right between 2.5 and 2 3/4. Two signatures, like I said. Again, another detachable charm, and all of them have the metal grommet here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off so we can look at it also. Look at it in its entirety. Here, a lot of fibers. This is a vintage sheet, but gingham ribbon, floral ribbon here. Let's pull this out. Floral ribbon, some lacy ribbons, some more ginghams, polka dots. Let's see. Here is some silicone beads. Here's another one of those little, it almost looks like, I don't want to call it lucite, but it's just a plastic. I love this bead set at Hobby Lobby. If you get to Hobby Lobby, go check that out. Then a little pink bear, looks like a little gummy bear. And then some sarcastic silicone beads. Hang on, let me overthink this. Little floral bead. Little love bead with a star. Some little smiley faces, and then I speak fluent sarcasm, and then a domino with a little upside down clowns. I think that's it. No. Here's another star, one of those set from the set, a little star bead, and then those little iridescent hearts. Is there any more? This one's kind of, it's a little fluffy. That one's a little fluffy. I love it. But can we take a moment for this fabric? Now, you're going to get this extra piece of fabric. This is what the spine is made of. This is a Michael Miller fabric, and it is called Yippee. I love this fabric. I love this fabric. I'm going to make, I have some left. And I'm going to specifically make some tags and some other things out of this fabric because I love it so much. I may try to work on that later today. Anyway, that's going to come with it. And I'll try to throw in some few extra goodies. Like I said, supersized Rand McNally, and it is a 1960 copyright. We're just going to flip through real quick. So this is an extra large bag. And on the inside, I put some counting pages. We have the monkeys. The count is counting the monkeys and then the elephants. So we've got those pages for you to play with. And then this was, of course, just something that I save all these when I do my die cutting because I love the look of this. And I put a couple of pieces of pre-made ephemera in that little slot. Lots of room to play. This is from a Gayu Fujikawa book. Another one of those with a purple little, you can see that quad paper. It's not called quad paper. That's what I call it. And then here's a vintage. This is from a vintage reader, actually. But I something out of my stash. And then a little tuck here. And then this has a little tuck here. Vintage wallpaper, piece of this actual book. And then this paper pack line is, this one is Carta Mercantile. This is one of the newish lines, and I absolutely, go look it up. I love this whole line. I have it. I just love it. Mercantile is the name of it. I'm going to be here forever, y'all. And here's some fun little colorful buttons to tie off the signatures. It's the other side of that, Mercantile. And then another children's book page that I have started. For those of you who may not know, on the larger, like full page children's book images, I have started saving those pages and just backing them onto like file folder. I'll glue them down, but then I'll sew around them. I love doing that. It's like one of my favorite pastimes now. Absolutely love it. This is some of my fabric washing. And this, if you don't know, this is from a Mercer Mayer children's book. This tuck is actually the other side of an envelope. It is glued down. So this is all, of course, that same Mercer Mayer character. Put a little writing space here for you, little colorful notepad. And then on the inside, I have several Mercer Mayer fussy cuts in this envelope, and I'm just protecting it with this scrapbook piece of paper, so it gives it like just some protection on the inside so they don't get crumpled up. Here is just a little card, little note card for you to write on. It's the back of that pattern. Another little tuck with a little fabric tag. Isn't this fabric awesome? I love it. I love that. Little student of the month. Again, Gayu Fujikawa. Then another one of those children's book pages I was telling you about. I love those. The book is not in order, So it is out of order. If that bothers you, this won't be the book for you, okay? Some clip-in pre-made ephemera with a cutoff from a children's dictionary. This is one side of a book page. I'll show you the full side in a second. This is from a Dick and Jane reader. This, my friends, is another thing, but if you're not familiar with this is from the Eric Carlisle book. It's early. I'm so sorry. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I cannot believe I forgot that. This was Jake and Clayton's favorite book when they were little. We would read it all the time. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So it is backed onto this paper. I didn't sew it, but I think I didn't want to take away from the actual print of that. Most of you will be familiar. This is vintage wrapping paper, and another piece from that Mercantile line scrapbook paper. That little horse cute. This is from a vintage game, and another just flashcard. And again, tied off with some cute little buttons. These are pre-made ephemeras. Another larger piece here. A lot of writing room, a lot of playroom. This is a vintage game, and then just some cute, I think these little notepads are so cute. Dick and Jane again. A couple of pieces of that colored notebook paper. I love this paper. Absolutely love this paper. I get it from my Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff is Amazon, for those of you who don't follow me. It's what I call Amazon. And then that is the end of this book. Okay, and now this is the big one. This is 9 by 12.5. Baby Farm Animals. It's a big little golden book. Same concept. They're all kind of the same, made with the same concept. They're a flexible spine, all of them. I didn't mention that before. 2 signatures again. And this one, this is vintage fabric. It's not a Raleigh Blake. It's not a common household name. It was just a vintage fabric that I found. And it's a heavier canvas material. I don't think I have any extra of that. If I do, I'll send it. But I can't. I think I used it all. But like I said, if I have any extra, I will definitely send it. This is another detachable charm. And with a metal grommet on the side. Let's look at the charm together. Also, a lot of ginghams, polka dots. This is a vintage sheet, rick-rack, this is vintage ribbon. When you feel it, you'll know what I'm talking about. They don't make ribbon like this anymore, unfortunately. It would be probably very expensive if they did. And just some different coordinating type fibers. Okay, let's look at the beads, my favorites. The beads are my favorites. Now, we're going to have some silicone beads like this. We're going to have, these are the erasers, but I want to point something out here. My little horsey, I think he's going to split apart. I'm going to try to glue him, but I'm not real confident that he's going to stay put together. Okay, so please be aware of that. I hate that, see, because look how much he's falling apart now. But I'm going to try to put some glue on him, but I just can't, I don't know. I just don't have very much confidence in my poor little horse making it. These fuzzy little beads here remind me of little duckies, but they're just little beads. They're just little beads. Let's see, this is some little smiley faces, little button, little wooden mushroom, another little button, and down here is your cowbell. I had to put the cowbell on here. So there's that. Okay, let's flip through this one. Illustrated by Garth Williams. We've got this. This copyright is a 1983 copyright. some fabric washi elements. I included in this book, I just got this paper line from Michaels. It's called Farmer Jane. And so I put in some of the cut aparts for you. It's a little, I don't know if you can see that. This is the little pig, some little vegetables, farm life, and then the little chickens on the inlay there. So there's that. And then this is chickens. And then all the little animals here. So I wanted to share that. Like I said, I just got it and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to share it. I am. Thought it was a little nice addition to this. This is a gooseberry patch calendar page. This is a vintage shelf liner. So that is it. And I think this is my last piece. I had 12 pieces when this started. It came as squares. And I got it 2.5 years ago. I remember exactly the day and the thrift store I got it in, because it was like the holy grail of moments for me. But then what I did was I clipped on this piece of scrapbook paper for you, okay? And I clipped it here on purpose. This is from that Farmer Jane scrapbook line from Michaels. But if you look, if you wanted to, you could cut this in half and glue this right here, and it could become another tuck. But I'm going to leave that up to you. I just wanted to show you that if that's something you wanted to do with this piece. A lot of tucks in here and a lot of clipped pieces of different book pages and images that I've collected for specific to farm life. This is Holly Hobby, and she is clipped in with 2 heart clips. I love the colors of those. And she is put on cardstock. I did not sew around this one. Okay, I left her like that. I liked the coloring the way it was, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave that one alone. This paper line is Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove. This paper line is Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove. Some clipped from some little golden books, actually. This is Sally Go Round the Sun. This is a vintage Sally Go Round the Sun, and it's one of my favorite books. I don't know what this book is. I can't remember, but I did back it. In fact, I think I got this in Happy Mail. I do. I think I got this in Happy Mail. This is the other side of the wallpaper. Or I'm sorry. Yes, this is the other side of the wallpaper. This is your signature. This is vintage wallpaper. Okay. And in the middle, I tied off with buttons, but they are little brown hearts. They're so cute. Got those in Happy Mail too. Thank you, Renee. This is the other Holly Hobby image that I included, but I did stitch around this, but I just did it in an off-white thread because I didn't want to take away from the image. I love this image. I think it's so pretty. I'm telling you, this is one of my new pastimes. It's one of my favorite things to do now, is to find these larger images. I cut them out like they are, and then I back them onto cardstock, usually plain cardstock, and I'll sew around them, and I'll just keep them in my stash. I love to put them in things like this. This is just a little pre-made piece of ephemera that I made as a tuck, and again, book page image, okay? And then a little pre-made ephemera that I had in my stash. So I like the way that kind of plays off each other there. This is another tuck. This is vintage wrapping paper. And it is, you can't see it really, but it's embossed. Like it is, it's embossed. And then a little farmer tuck pad, tuck here. Music sheet. Here is from a vintage children's dictionary backed onto, isn't that cool? I love this. I really love this colored notebook paper. I get it from my Uncle Jeff. I'll try to remember to link it if you want to go see it there. But if you find it somewhere else, like Walmart or something, grab it there too. I've just never seen these muted colors. I've seen the bright colors at Walmart, but not the muted colors. But maybe you can grab those there. Another piece of that scrapbook paper line, Farmer Jane. This is one of my favorite Eloise Wilkins images. I fussy cut him out every time I see him because I think he's a cutie patootie. The gooseberry patch, and I just folded it over. You can make this a tuck if you want, or you could cut it off and use that for fussy cutting or whatever. Second signature, and then made this into a little tuck. And here is a Richard Scarry farm life scene, okay? And then on the back you have him. This is from a quick sew pattern. It is a dress pattern, a clothing pattern, and it's white. So if you ever come across quick sew patterns in your thrift store, know what's on the inside of that package is usually going to be a white pattern paper. And I thought these were so cool. I'd passed them up for a long time till I looked inside of one, and I was like, what? Now you know. So pick those up if you're interested in that. I think it's different. Here's, this is Echo Park's chicken paper line. And here I just put this from, and that little boys, what are little boys made of? Here's another clip in from, this is a Little Golden Book, and I forget the name now, but that's where that's from. This is also from a Little Golden Book. And then this is the mouse scene from Cinderella, but clipped to it is a large oversized envelope that I made, and on the inside are several pieces of backed and not backed fussy cuts, really, from A Day on the Farm. And then these are from an Ideals magazine, I think. And then a fabric covered tag, and then this little piece of pre-made ephemera. So that is going to go with it also. A lot of stuff to play with, just a lot of stuff to play with. And then clipped in, and here's a larger piece of that wrapping paper. See, I don't know, can you see it there, how it's embossed? I just think it's so cool. So different. I don't think I have any more of it either. I think I used it all here. Here's your center signature there. And then a little clipped on fussy cut there. Clipped on fussy cut here. A lot of fussy cuts. A lot of fun to be had. Love this. Love this page. The dictionary, children's dictionary, but it had all the trees. Here is that pattern paper. And then this is also from Richard Scarry, cow eating the corn in the cornfield, and I backed it onto this. It was from an office somewhere. I have a couple of these, and I plan on using them like this again because I like the way this looked. You could put like a little rickrack down here if you wanted to decorate this. You could write here. You could put some die cuts. I mean, there's just a number of things you can do with that image. Number of things. And then just clipped on a piece of that scrapbook paper with a little cow. I like the brown on the brown. How now, brown cow. And then that. And then some days are right for gardening, for picking flowers and weeding. And then that, I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote on the 3 books. I will have, like I said, everything's going to be in the description. Thank you all so much for coming along. Thank you all so much for your support on these 2. I really do appreciate it. And you know what I always say? I do hope that whatever it is you get to do today or in the next few days, it is at least as much fun as I had making these 3 glue books. Thanks, and we'll chat soon, guys. Bye.